CO, good morning. Today I got something special for you guys. I made my sacred pipe, and I want to show that to you. I got the stem made, and also I actually just this morning made a sacred pipe bag to keep it in. There's a lot of different things, different kind of rules and things like that, or things that you need to go by when you have a sacred pipe. One is you never keep the stem and the bowl together. You always keep them separate, apart from each other. You never keep them put together, and that's an important thing. And I'm going to tell you guys a story on how the pipe actually came to the Cherokee people. So here is my pipe bag, and it's just leather, and I'll come over there and show it to you. So this morning I made this, and it's just to keep my pipe in, and get it open. I'll show you the pipe. And here's my stem that I made, and it's just a piece of wood that I carved out to make a stem, and sacred tobacco pouch with some tobacco in it. And here is my pipe that I made, and I told you that I made it a hawk. So this is the hawk that I made. I don't know if you can see it that well, but that's the bowl. And the hawk is, to me, is a spiritual thing. So that's why I made the hawk, because to me it's special. And you put them together, and basically just put this piece in here, and there you have the pipe together, and that's it. So I'm going to wrap this back up, and then we'll get on with the story. I always keep this wrapped up. You're supposed to keep it wrapped up. And I chose this handkerchief that I got from Cherokee, North Carolina back when we went a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to keep that in the pouch, keep that in my bag, and wrap it back up. There we go. And you can hear the woodpeckers. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're out. But that's it right there. And this thing is really special to me. So I got everything written down in my little notebook here. I'm not really good at remembering things like this, so it's a long story. So just bear with me, because trying to remember all this is a lot on my brain. So I'm going to read it to you, and just enjoy. Most nations have their stories about the sacred pipe. What many people refer to it as is a peace pipe, which is an incorrect Hollywood thought shown in Old West movies and cartoons. The sacred pipe is to the Native Americans as the cross is to the Christian culture. And I've been told this a lot, that it's not called a peace pipe, it's a sacred pipe. And I think that a lot of people got the idea of calling it the peace pipe because when they would sit down to sign treaties, that's what the Europeans or the Americans that were, they're giving the treaties, they were saying, oh, well, let's make peace, and they brought out the sacred pipe to pray and to try to get on with, try to make peace out of these treaties. So that's why they would call them the peace pipe. It's not really a peace pipe, it's a sacred pipe. So whenever you hear someone call it a peace pipe, it's actually the wrong thing to call it. It's not a peace pipe, it's a sacred pipe. So just keep that in mind. The pipe, in one form or another, has come to most cultures around the world. Every group has used the pipe in one way or another and has stories of how they came to have it. The Lakota, which is a tribe out in the west, tell the story of the white buffalo woman and how she first brought the pipe to them, just as the Cherokee have their stories. It is not important how the pipe first arrived or who it came to first, as all nations see themselves as the first who have this gift from the Creator. What is the most important is that the pipe was brought to all men of this world, for we all must share this world. Long ago, but not long after the world was new, a tribe of red-skinned people came to live on the lands, which are around the Blue Smoke Mountains, which is the Smoky Mountains in the southeast United States. At this time, the animals of the world still talked to men and taught them how to live on and care for the land. These people were called the one true people. In this tribe lived a brave warrior woman. She was called Aerowoman. Aerowoman was taught to use the spear and the knife, even though it was a man's job to hunt and fight. Aerowoman could shoot straighter with a bow than any man. She could throw the knife so as to split a branch no bigger than your thumb, and she could throw a spear into the eye of a hawk in flight. Because of all this, no man would tell her to be like a woman. One day, while on a hunt, Aerowoman came upon the tracks of Yona the bear. Yona is the Cherokee word for bear. She saw blood on the ground and knew him to be wounded, so she followed his tracks. High into the mountains she followed. Soon she came to a place that she did not know. It was in this place, a place known only to the animals, that she finally saw Yona the bear. He had a deep cut in his side, and she saw him bowing down in prayer. She saw him bowing toward a large field of tall grass and speaking the words that she had not heard before. Suddenly the grass shimmered and became a lake. Aerowoman saw Yona dive into the water. After a time he emerged from the water. His side was completely healed. Yona then saw Aerowoman and walked to her. Yona told her, "This is the sacred lake of the animals. It is called Atagahi, and its location is known only to the animals. It is where we come for healing and strength. You are the first man creature to see the sacred lake. You must never tell your kind of its location, for it is the home of the great Utina." With the words, Yona the bear turned and walked into the woods and disappeared. Aerowoman was tired after following Yona all day, so she decided to rest for a while by this lake. She built a small fire and sat down to eat a meal that she had brought with her. She took a drink of the water from the lake and felt instantly refreshed. She was amazed. She felt strong as the buffalo. She felt as if she could run faster than the raven could fly. The woods were quiet. Unoli, the wind, was sleeping. Nada, the sun, was shining bright, but was not that hot. The surface of the lake was completely calm. Aerowoman began to get sleepy. It was at this time that she saw Utina. She had been told of him when she was a child, but no one in her tribe ever claimed to have seen him. High above the water, he raised his great serpent's head, and the jewel in his forehead glistening. He began to move toward her. Aerowoman grabbed up her spear and stood up to face the great creature coming to her. Standing proud, showing no fear, the way any warrior should, she raised her spear and prepared to strike the huge beast. Utina stopped a short distance from her. He smiled. His mouth was larger than a man, was tall, and full of teeth, no longer than a man's forearm. He spoke to the brave woman on the bank of the lake. To her he said, "Put down your weapons, for I mean you no harm. I come only to teach." Aerowoman laid down her spear and began to relax, somehow knowing Utina spoke truth. Utina told her to sit and to listen. Utina dipped his head below the surface and came up a moment later. In his mouth he had a strangely crooked stick and a leather pouch. These things he laid on the ground in front of Aerowoman. Then the great Utina began to teach. He said, This that I have laid before you is the sacred pipe of the Creator. He then told her to pick up the pipe. The bowl is of the same red clay the Creator used to make your kind. The red clay is womankind and is from the earth. Just as the woman bears the children and brings forth life, the bowl bears the sacred tobacco and brings forth smoke. The stem is man, rigid and strong. The stem is from the plant kingdom, and like the man, it supports the bowl just as the man supports his family. Utina then showed Aerowoman how to join the bowl to the stem, saying, just as a man and a woman remain separate until joined in marriage, so too are the bowl and the stem separate, never to be joined unless the pipe is used. Utina then showed her how to place the sacred tobacco into the pipe, and with an ember from the fire lit the tobacco, so that it burned slightly. He told her this, the smoke is the breath of the Creator. When you draw the smoke into your body, you will be cleansed and made whole. When the smoke leaves your mouth, it will raise to the Creator. Your prayers and your dreams and your hopes and desires will be taken to Him in the smoke. Also, the truth in your soul will be shown to Him when you smoke the pipe. If your spirit is bad and you seek to deceive, do not smoke the pipe. Utina continued his lesson well into the night, teaching Aerowoman all of the prayers used with the pipe and all of the reasons for using the pipe. He finished just as the moon was beginning her nightly journey across the sky in search of her true love. He told Aerowoman to wrap the pipe in cloth, keep the parts separate. With this done, he told her that she would never again be able to find this place, but to remember all that she had learned. Utina then returned to the depths of the lake. Aerowoman saw the water shimmer and become again the field of grass. She left, taking with her the pipe and her lessons, and a wondrous tale. Ever since that time, the tribe have used the sacred pipe, and never again has any man seen the sacred lake of Utina. The pipe is not a symbol of things that are sacred. The pipe itself is sacred. Not everyone is called upon to be a pipe bearer. The person who carries the pipe and practices the pipe ceremonies and the traditions has a great responsibility to his brothers and sisters, his land and country, even to the Earth Mother. The pipe bearer does not own the pipe. He simply carries the pipe until the next time comes for him to pass it to the next bearer. The pipe bearer is given certain powers of sight from the pipe, as well as an ability to heal and purify. Should the bearer fall from grace and become a liar, thief, neglected his duties when asked, or become deceitful, the pipe would repossess these gifts, and then the possibilities of misfortune for the former bearer may exist. One should be ready to accept the responsibility of the pipe, for it may make demands upon you. It will become your teacher and guide. It can also be your worst enemy if used wrongly. I leave you to decide if these words are truly said. This is the way that I have learned. And the author of this story, well, not the author, but the retelling of this story is done by James Mooney, and he actually has written a bunch of books about Cherokee myth and legend, and he got all of these stories from Cherokee elders and learn their ways and learn a lot of medicine, and which is a great opportunity. And I think it would be really neat to do some of that. I would like to do that. I would like to go live in the mountains and study and be with elders and learn what they know. But with kids and a job and a life, it's kind of hard to do that kind of thing. But, you know, some people have the opportunities and some don't. I just have more opportunities of a different way of life. So it's still great. But thank you guys for joining me today. That was the story of how the pipe came to be for the Cherokee people. I know that I told you previously on a couple videos ago about Utina, and there are many more legends about it, the great horned serpent. So I'm going to let you guys go, and that was the story of how the Cherokee people got the pipe, got the sacred pipe, and how it came to be for their tribe. So with that, I'm going to say to you guys, I really appreciate all the new subscribers, and I appreciate all the comments. It was really awesome hearing from everybody. Thank you for that. Seriously, I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and yeah, throw some comments my way. I really enjoy reading those, and I'm trying to answer all of them. Unfortunately, it's hard to do so, but I will try to do that as much as possible. So I don't want to leave anybody just hanging. So I will try to do that. So you guys have a great day, and thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay strong.